In my last video that I made about indefinite leave to remain in the UK, at the comment section, some persons were asking me what is indefinite leave to remain in the UK. This is known as permanent residency. For you to attain a status of indefinite leave to remain in the UK, you would have stayed in the UK for 5 years, back to back. You would not have stayed outside the UK for up to 180 days. So if, for instance, you travel outside the UK, you must not exceed 180 days or 6 months outside the UK. There are several routes for you to get into this indefinite leave to remain status. Is either you're sponsored by your spouse, or you're sponsored by your fiance, or you're sponsored by a company, or you're on a refugee status. If you're sponsored by a spouse, you would have applied for spousal visa, which the government will issue you exceptional leave to remain in the UK for 2.5 years. And after 2.5 years, you renew it again, another exceptional leave to remain in the UK. And this will give you a cumulative of 5 whole years in the UK. If you are sponsored by your fiance, same process. They will give you a first 2.5 years exceptional leave to remain. And after 2.5 years again, you get another exceptional leave to remain. That would have given you a cumulative of 5 years too. If you are sponsored by a company, which is normally known as COS, some issue 2 years, some 3 years, some straight 5 years. But whichever route you are, that will definitely lead you to 5 years of indefinite leave to remain in the UK. If you're on a refugee status, same process. They will issue you exceptional leave to remain in the UK. Same process is applicable until you are able to get to your 5 years in the UK. So whichever route you are, once you are able to get to 5 years in the UK and you do not stay outside the UK up to 180 days or 6 months, then that makes you qualify for the status of indefinite leave to remain. For you to apply for this indefinite leave to remain in the UK, you have to ensure that your present visa is still valid. And within 28 days of this visa, for this visa to expire, you put in for this application. It should be within the room of 28 days. If you do it before 28 days of expiration of your visa, it makes that application invalid. You will be denied the visa. And if you are sponsored by your partner, the form you have to fill is called Set M form. But if you are sponsored by a company, the form you have to fill is called Set O form. So depending on the route you are, you look for the application and the form that suits the route you are using. So I think this video would have explained what is indefinite leave to remain and how to get to indefinite leave to remain in the UK.